little bit. I think with our volume discounts and our office staff, 35 years of experience, we figure out a plan that's going to work great for you. We make it perfect. We make it fit your price range. All of this is part of the reason we're so busy.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe. Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-2 888-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Bonsall Pool and Spa's annual Spooktacular sale is here. Now through November 1st, get an extra $1,000 off hot tubs at an already low sale price and get $500 off the already low sale prices on infrared and traditional saunas. All hot tub water care products and accessories are also for sale for the Spooktacular sale, now through November 1st at Bonsall Pool and Spa at 33rd and Highway 2. Call for more info at 402-488-0148 or visit bonsallpool.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Nafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. It is Friday. The sun is out. The birds are chirping. Nebraska plays at 7 Gummit. And Ellie Nicholas, one lane swim, $1 billion smile is there. Swim, good morning. Does your head hurt?
No, it doesn't. Can you guys hear me okay?
Now we can.
Okay, good. Hello, good morning.
Why are you rubbing your temples?
Well, because you started the show the most, not I wouldn't say obnoxious, but it's one thing for me when I'm on the board because I can hear the background music, but when you have our open music and then it's a completely different vibe when you start singing "We Built This City," I mean, it sounds so different when you're on this side of things. Thank you to Ellie for pushing all the buttons and running the board while I'm here. But hopefully the sound's okay. I brought a professional microphone. I bought this thing a couple of months ago, and now I've used it 2 times in the last 2 weeks. So we'll see.
An ASMR microphone.
What is it called?
ASMR microphone. Let's get a little tap going on, Nick. Can we get a welcome to the Drive?
Nick, let me hear that. Let me hear you.
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah, that's a good mic right there, man.
Good. I'm my hope is that it sounds better than like if I were just talking out of my AirPods. So I have the sound you guys are going through my AirPods, but then hope my input into the show is going through this studio microphone that I have here. So took it to Chicago, but here's the thing. I also upgraded it because when I took it to Chicago last week for Big Ten Basketball Media Days, and Austin and I did the show. When we did the show from Chicago, I had to do it from a business center in the bottom or the first floor of the Comfort Suites, and because their Wi-Fi only worked up until the 3rd floor, and I was staying on the 7th floor. And so this week, when I'm in Minnesota, first off, I'm in a little bit of a better hotel, but second off is I brought my own Wi-Fi router. So I am the only one that's connected to this Wi-Fi router here. So we should have zero issue, zero lag. This is all we got. So if this doesn't work, then, it is what it is.
You know, unknown texter 2086 says he loved the opening. Go Big Red to unknown texter 2086. I hadn't seen We Built This City in such a long time. And I was singing it when I was working out. And there was an older gentleman, because I went on rock and roll. He was like, dude, I love that song.
the AD. So since you obviously lift a lot and go to the gym often, you'll understand this. I obviously, like, we always have headphones in, right?
Yeah.
But my big thing is, have you ever taken your headphones out in the gym?
What do you mean taking them out?
Like, have you ever had them off or like silent? Because the silence in the gym is the most awkward and uncomfortable sounds ever. Because here's the deal. You just have everybody going like grunting as they're doing lifts because there's no music in the background. Everybody's got their own headphones on. I highly recommend it. It's the most awkward thing. And so I sit there and I'm like trying to, do some bench press and everything. And all of a sudden I just hear, but nobody hears it because we all have noise canceling headphones and it all works out. But it's the most awkward and uncomfortable feeling because you realize everybody around you just grunting. But thank goodness that we all have music in our ears because we don't need to hear it.
You know, man, it's there's been times to where I literally, this was probably about a month and a half ago, man. I forgot my headphones. I got those, those ones that are noise canceling. Well, I forgot them on. Apparently, I didn't click it off the day before, and they were already kind of, low power. I got into the gym. I'm in there for 5 minutes, and it goes power low. I'm thinking, are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? And they went off, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done. And the AD had to kick in. I had some choice words with myself, and was probably one of the best workouts. I'm like, so you're gonna punk out because you ain't got no headphones? Man, you better get it together, Buck. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's go. Okay.
I'd be lying if I said I haven't punked out a little bit because my headphones died. It was so, I tell you, like, it was uncomfortable. And like I don't make those like loud noises and I don't drop the weight and stuff. But there was people next to me that do, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't focus because number one, they could beat me up if they know I'm laughing at them. But then second off is like, it's just not my cup of tea. So I actually did get here. So I struggled to find outlets in this hotel room because I realized that they were all like, it's really strange. Yeah, they're on the sides of the nightstand. They're like inside the nightstand. So I was plugging in my AirPod case this morning. I went and took a little bit of a walk around downtown Minneapolis and stuff this morning. But I was like, I want some music. Well, I opened up my AirPods and I realized that there was 6% left. And I thought, ooh, we're gonna have to do something about this. So I instead just walked across the street to the coffee shop, bought a ridiculous $12 coffee, which is out of this world. And for those that say maybe you just need to get a black coffee, I got a cold brew. Like that's it. It's an iced black coffee. That's all it is.
Got a cold brew?
Yeah.
This is. I wish that we could people exactly. But he doesn't get cold brews.
He gets them every morning though.
What? He
Nick
gets
so
his little latte, his iced caramel, no sugar lattes. Make sure you add the whip on top.
Hey, it's all about watching the calories as you're trying to go through a lifestyle change. Ellie's making fun of me.
So Nick, what you're holding right there cost you $12.
Yep, 16 ounces. There was 12 ounces. I could get a 12-ounce coffee for, I think it was $10.50, a 16-ounce for $12, or a 20-ounce for $13. And I was just, probably a price per sip and that whole thing. I probably should have just gotten the 20-ounce. But I also didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if it was going to be good. It was a cool local establishment. Right across the street from my hotel. But I specifically walked out of my hotel because my hotel on the first floor in the lobby has a Starbucks in it. And so I was like, oh, no, it's going to be way too expensive in the hotel. So I'll walk across the street to the local spot. It was the same price. So I should have just gotten the good coffee.
Hey, Bo Lever goes, the woman is great.
Thank you.
And Claytonia, John, the woman is great.
Her name is Ellie.
See, to the listeners, if you don't know Ellie, and if you've ever been when she's on the show, Ellie don't take no stuff, man. She don't put up with any crap. She will. And Eric, good morning. He goes, Ellie, please throat chop Nick when he comes back.
I liked that one.
Ellie will do that. She's that girl. She's that girl. She will definitely handle that. Nick, tell us real quick. First of all, real quick here. Brad from Baldwin, safe travels. He'll arrive, Nick, in Minneapolis in 3 hours. Thunder Not Collins goes, that's the worst. When you don't have your headphones, you feel self-conscious. When you start lifting, etc. Nick, tell us how the drive was up, because it seemed like it was pretty laid back, pretty smooth for you up there.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I went through the usual roller coaster of music genres as I navigated my way through West Des Moines and then up to Minneapolis. Left Lincoln about 2:45 in the afternoon. Pulled into the hotel about 9:20 at night, and it was a really good time. And so, super easy drive. It is I understand why there's a lot of Husker fans that are wanting to make the trip up here. I mean, it sounds like, I know last night I met a couple of people from Seattle that were here in Minneapolis that came for the Husker game. Funny enough, I met somebody from Happy Valley, from State College.
Really?
That his son, and the only reason I started talking to him was because he had a Penn State hat and a Penn State sweatshirt. I met him in the elevator, and it was funny because I asked him, I was like, why are you in Minneapolis? You know, the Nittany Lions play in Iowa City this weekend. They played on Saturday. And he told me that his son lives in Minneapolis. He flew here, and they're going to drive down to Iowa City to the game together today. And so for the game tomorrow. And so it was kind of an interesting thing. We obviously talked about the elephant in the room and Matt Rule and stuff and everything there. But no, there's a lot of Husker fans here. And I know there's a lot of them making the drive today, more so than yesterday, but it's definitely a really, really cool time. And I'm about 3 minutes from the University of Minnesota's stadium right now. So I have US Bank Stadium where the Vikings play on one side of my hotel. On the other side, it is Huntington Bank Stadium. And so I haven't felt the buzz quite yet, just because I haven't been outside a whole lot, but I'm sure later today around lunchtime we'll start to feel the presence of Husker fans.
You know, Nick, Claytonia John has got a great point. Good morning, Claytonia. Why don't you just because you're in a nice hotel? I can tell from the paneling of the background, the nice lighting.
Yes,
I know there's a coffee maker in there.
There is a coffee maker. I'm weird in the way that, like, I don't enjoy hot drinks unless it's cold outside. I mean, it's 60 degrees here in Minneapolis, and so it's not warm by any means, but it's also not cold enough for me personally. I know there's guys and gals that can drink hot coffee. AD, you're one of these people, all year round, and that's not a knock. That's just how it is.
Right.
And so I enjoy iced drinks when it's, above 45, 50 degrees out there, just because I enjoy that a little bit more. But yes, I am looking at the coffee maker over to my left. I also don't know if it costs money, because I'm looking at this bottle of water right here. Well, I'm looking at this bottle of water. It's $6 for this bottle of water. So I'm afraid to touch anything, because I still have PTSD from Las Vegas when we were there for Big Ten Media Days, when if you moved the thing, you got charged automatically. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you sneezed on a Vegas in that hotel. That's $8.
Yeah. Oh, you were looking at the nutrition facts on the M&Ms? Okay, you're gone.
Speaking of Vegas, say a prayer for my daughter and her friends. They are about to land in Vegas, probably in about 45 minutes for their senior trip from the Delta Campus House. Yeah, so I got
lucky ducks.
Yeah, but I have assets in Vegas that'll be keeping an eye on my baby girl.
Say, AD, how are you feeling about that?
She went to Rome. Remember, she was in Rome for the.
That's right.
So Vegas obviously is a little different than Rome, but because you got
she met a guy in Rome.
Yeah, he stayed in Rome too. So
I know.
Vegas
is a lot more doable than Rome.
Yes, DF hooked me up. DF I wanted to talk with DF. I heard that, Nick. I'm gonna throat punch you later. DF a couple nights ago, we lived there and worked there for a number of years. Gave her some insight, some spots to be at, stay away from. And I got some buddies that live in Vegas. That'll be, she doesn't know, but she kind of knows that she's got. They're quick phone calls away. Quick phone calls away. So watch your beverage. Good. Stay on the main area.
Absolutely.
All that good stuff. Because Vegas is a different beast, man. Vegas is a different beast, especially it's her first time there. But like I said, I was more nervous in Rome because Vegas, I can be in Vegas in 3 hours. Rome, when she was over there, I got to admit, you guys, there were a few sleepless nights because I'm thinking, that's my baby girl. When Aiden went to Africa, I'm like, he's good. You know what I'm saying? He was literally in Africa. I'm like, he's good. Rome, I was a hurting papa. I was like, man, if that dude that I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, I could get there. My buddy's got to do the military. I'm thinking all these different, scenarios, but nevertheless, Nick, I'm excited because our folks, we got a full agenda for you today because if you haven't heard yet, Signetti, we're not going to tell you the amount. And if you, just in case you may already know, but in case you don't, we're not going to say it yet. Signed an insane amount, puts him third as far as paid coaches. We're going to talk about that. With that, the ripple effect of that as well. So we'll discuss that at 9:30. Of course, we got history at 9:45. 10 o'clock, we'll discuss some more Huskers keys to victory, the vibe that Nick gets up there, and just being up there. Nick, you had a few hours on the road, just kind of, I know you had music and things like that, but pondering the game, etc. Rule where that leaves him, where that leaves us. Because right now, like I said, we've tapered off a little bit because, again, Nick, I think it can get lost in it that we knew coming in when he first got hired, the only place he'd probably dip out would be back home. He didn't have control over that. You know, he had no control over that. And it's hard to turn down home. That's all I'm simply saying. Who knows what's going to happen with that? And not only that, Nick, there's a lot of coaches, their stock just got a lot higher with the signing of Signetti for the 8-year deal there in Indiana. So I want to get your take on that. I want to get your take as well, what you feel about that. And yours as well from the text line. Obviously, you can text us all the time on the Allo text line at 402-464-5685. We'll discuss that.
I got to say this. I want to say this before we go to break. And I didn't know if I was going to address this. We'll talk about the Signetti stuff. And I definitely have a lot of thoughts because there's a lot. I pushed the mute button. There's a lot of eyes on various programs now and how they handle their current situation with coaches. But this kind of goes off the beaten path. And this is something I'm a little passionate about because of my age, 24 years old, obviously, still pretty. I mean, the text line reminds me all the time. Still pretty new in this business. AD, I think this is something that also you'll appreciate just us bringing to light. As a general reminder, especially in this business and things like that, opportunities are everything. And that's how I want to start this because number one, like I'm super thankful that part of this job and Austin will tell you the same, and Buck and Elliot, like part of this job is that we do get to travel and we get to see a lot of cool places and we get to come and watch these games and things like that. I say that because over on Thursday, Wednesday, I was meeting with somebody at the University of Nebraska Journalism College, a professor out there. And people might know I used to do, or I do kind of professional in residence. It's called, kind of doing stuff with classes. Well, I found out that the University of Minnesota denied media credentials for the Nebraska News Service, which is a University of Nebraska journalism affiliated program. They denied credentials to them. They gave credentials to the Daily Nebraskan, which a lot of people will know, but to the Nebraska News Service, which was trying to send a couple of students up to Minnesota. They wanted to do it on their own dime. They weren't going to use university money. It was going to be, there was a couple of students. What I'm understanding is they're from Minnesota and Minneapolis, and they were going to drive home, cover the game for the university and for Nebraska News Service, it's called, and they got denied credentials. This is my reminder because that type of stuff really makes me mad because I'm also around this, and this is no knock against anybody, but there needs to be consistency across the board about we need to realize that if we're going to say everybody gets an opportunity to come and cover these events, to come to games and cover games and get to talk to players, and there's people that want to put forth effort into this, that we have to give them the opportunity to. You cannot sit there and say, well, why doesn't anybody come to our games? Why doesn't everybody come to our practices and cover our stuff? Well, then when people and young people try to, you deny them. That just can't happen. You cannot be hypocritical about this. And the reason that they gave Nebraska News Service for denying it was because they were not a reputable organization. This is a Nebraska affiliated program, Minnesota. And this is not just a Minnesota issue, but this is a Big Ten issue because I see at the Big Ten Media Days out in Vegas, which kicks off the football season, that they have just podcasts and fan Twitter accounts that are just allowed into these spaces. So you don't talk to me back in July that reputability matters or doesn't matter. But then when when there's people that want to put forth the time, energy, and effort into coming and traveling to your football stadium, that it's not reputable. Get out of here with that BS.
Yeah,
so this just goes as a friendly reminder, because that I felt like, you know what, like I've been super blessed this young in my career to be able to go to a lot of cool places in New York and now Minnesota and Chicago last week and stuff. But it goes as a reminder, whether it's in this space, whether it's in whatever career field, don't fall into this blanket this understanding of that young people don't want to work and young people don't want to put in the effort. There's a lot of mistakes. Like there's a lot of really, really lazy people out there, but some of them are of all ages, but some of them just want an opportunity. You can't go, don't be part of the group that says that they're lazy. And we joke a lot about Gen Z and stuff, but like, don't fall into this trap that Gen Z doesn't want to work when they are offered behind the scenes and they're trying to put in the effort, energy, and time to go do their job and try to break into this extremely competitive industry. But then when you give them, or you don't deny them the opportunity, when you deny them the opportunity, that breeds laziness. That breeds this competitive environment that it's like, well, I'm not good enough to do this. No, you got to give opportunities. And so through all that, I wanted to bring that to light because we do have a platform on this station. Is that I was really, really disappointed to hear that. I didn't necessarily get the start going through university affiliated organizations, but there's a lot of current media members, not just in Nebraska, that get the start because their school newspaper, news service organization, whatever it might be, they put a lot of effort and energy into it. And if you're going to deny them that opportunity, then yeah, we are going to have eventually an untrustworthy, landscape of media members and in the future, because there's just not going to be many opportunities given.
Nick, I'd be curious to dig deeper into that, man. When you get some time and just to their reasoning for it, what do they deem? What do they say? Not respectable.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? How they disrespected you? I would say not reputable. I guess the word was. How are they not reputable? I would like a definition of what they define or what they've done to be deemed not reputable. That's total bull right there, man.
I mean, here's the deal. Like I said, I mean, Austin and I talked about it last week at Big Ten Basketball Media Days, just internally off air. And I'm not going to put Austin's thoughts to the air. I'll put mine to the air. And Big Ten Football Media Days. I mean, you're allowing these Twitter accounts, and there's a lot of good ones out there, but don't sit here as a conference and say we care about reputability and we care about following and making sure. If you do, then do your proper research. And I asked them, here's what's even worse. And I asked the professor at Nebraska, I said, why did they deny it? Like, is there no space in the press box? Like, is there not, because if that's the case, and he looked at me and goes, Nick, it was for a photography credential. They were going to wear a vest, like everybody else has to. They were going to be on the sidelines. They weren't going to take a press box seat. They didn't request a press box seat, but they got denied because they got told that Nebraska News Service, which is an affiliation of the Nebraska Journalism College, was not reputable enough. But then, hey, you know what? Some Joe Schmo can go ask Tony Petitti questions back in July at Big Ten Football Media Days when it's broadcasted on national TV. Don't get out of here with that. Get out.
To me, brother.
So there you go. Okay, I'm off my soapbox.
No, that needed to be said, man. Unknown texter 5584. He goes, where will the ticket team be tailgating? It's just you're the one up there. So Nick, will you be tailgating at all, Nick, prior to game time?
Well, I have a couple of fellow ticket listeners that have notified me where they're going to be. I will probably via Twitter. What's up?
I would tell to reach out to Nick via Twitter. Send him a message on Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let me know where you're at. I'd be more than happy to stop on by. I'll be doing pregame segment at 4:30 with Jay. Jay's back in Lincoln. I'll be doing the segment with him at 4:30, and I'll probably make my way to the stadium after that. But after the game, we'll see what happens. We'll see what the future holds. So after talking to Rule and stuff,
we'll see what the future holds. Folks, our future is going to a quick break here, and we come back. Money. There's a lot of money out there that's being in coaching. Man, it'd be good to be a coach. It's even better to be fired. It's even better to be fired at times. We'll discuss it. We got Swim in Minneapolis. We got me and Ellie here at the mothership. It's The Drive, 93.7 A Ticket. We'll be right back.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Boxing is back this Saturday with Brawloween at the Complex. The Midwest's best professional boxers will display their best performances with hometown favorites Clyde Godzilla Johnson and Cody Kerr among the boxers. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream this event as well. Nebraska football plays on Friday, so Saturday is open for you to attend or watch. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. this Saturday, October 18th. It's Brawloween at the Complex, located at 1555 Yolanda Avenue.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Boxing is back this Saturday with Brawloween at the Complex. The Midwest's best professional boxers will display their best performances with hometown favorites Clyde Godzilla Johnson and Cody Kerr among the boxers. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream this event as well. Nebraska football plays on Friday, so Saturday is open for you to attend or watch. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. this Saturday, October 18th. It's Brawloween at the Complex, located at 1555 Yolanda Avenue.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option: Fuhrer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Fuhrer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we're back on this fantastic Friday. As always, our good friend Jack Russell. This segment is sponsored by Jack Russell Farm Bureau Services. It's been a well-respected representative since 1999. Can help protect your home, your vehicle, your family, even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Seward or in Lincoln and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau can take care of you. Again, we got Ellie holding down on the 1s and 2s. We got Nick up in Minneapolis and Golden Gopher area where they are showing some animosity. Unnecessary animosity towards our journalism college. We got to stop that. Nick, we know Cignetti signed. In case you don't know, he signed, folks, 8 years, $11.6 million. 8 years, $11.6 million. Nick, does it throw up? Nick, the thing about Cignetti, he's the outlier of rebuilds. A lot of rebuilds for 3 to 5 years. Our very own rule, you know, that's been his calling card, if you would. At Temple, 3 years. At Baylor, 3 years. Keep it in from all dues and purpose. What it's looking like right now at Nebraska, sitting at 5-1. You know, there's some things that are going on here. It looks like the rebuild is we're seeing it take place in front of our eyes. Obviously, tonight has to be yet to determine, but still off to a 5-1 start. He's thrown that narrative out the window in his case. Again, I call him an outlier because that usually doesn't happen year one when you take over a program to do what he's doing. In year 2, what he's doing right now is just off the charts. There's nothing like this to compare it to in modern coaching history where coach goes into a program. It'd be different. Nick, it's not like it's not like he went into an already blue-collar school, a blue blood school, if you would, that had history of success. Indiana's never had history of success. I mean, the last time they were even decent, I think, was when Randall L. was there, or back in the 90s. You know, of course, the Lee Corso coached them way back in the day. Indiana, you think of Indiana, you think of basketball, not football. Nick, what does this mean? What does this signing mean? And does it speed up the rebuild process for other coaches?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of expectation of why, if Indiana can do it, why can't, you know, school X or school Y? You can't fall into that trap. I think that's a dangerous and slippery slope to be in. But I'll say this, AD, what does it say about Indiana? It says that they are committed to having a couple of productive and high investment sports. Let's think about this in totality. So $11.6 million annually to Curt Cignetti. One crazy note that I read last night was that if he gets fired, all $93 million of his contract is guaranteed. Yep. That is absurd. Yep. I saw somebody was like, "Oh, what if he goes 8-4 next year?" Well, guess what? That's still a productive season in terms of and consideration of previous Indiana teams. They had a good season under Tom Allen, and I think Tom Allen's a good coach. A really good defensive coordinator. But I think Tom Allen had a good season with Michael Penix, and then Penix went to the transfer portal, and they also had Tevin Coleman back in the day. That's a name at the running back room that was really good for the Hoosiers, but it wasn't to this level, right? It shows commitment from the university standpoint. It also shows Indiana has money. And this is where, not to bring Matt Rule into this, but this is where it's such a slippery slope for other places, because AD, we know that now, like, okay, that takes one potential target for Penn State's head coaching search off the market. He's not going anywhere, right? And so other places, there's going to be eyeballs all over the place. And obviously at Nebraska, this is what I kind of want to just provide factual information to Nebraska fans for this reason. When you look at Nebraska, they are currently paying Matt Rule this season $8.5 million. And his initial contract, he's already supposed to get a $1.5 million bump going into next season. He's going to get paid $10 million next season. This is where I caution Husker fans, and I say we're going to learn a lot about Troy Dana in these next couple of weeks. Because if Nebraska, if they want to extend Rule and they want to give him a raise, that's fine. So be it. But understand the expectation. Understand where Nebraska is at. This is important, and this is just an open-ended conversation. I don't have any specific feelings on this. If Nebraska wants to commit to Matt Rule, that's fine. Curt Cignetti is now quickly, in terms of other college coaches on the national scale, just got bumped up to the third highest paid coach in all of college football. In all of college football. Previously, he was making $8.3 million, which was 18th in the country. Matt Rule currently is 15th in the country. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, Nebraska does give Matt Rule an additional $1.5 million, and they put him on the same field as Curt Cignetti or close to it. So you're going to pay Matt Rule $11.5 million, but what's the expectation at Nebraska? Does that automatically bump it to national championship? Because if you look at the coaches that are getting paid like that, it's Kirby Smart, it's Ryan Day, it's Curt Cignetti, who's a top 5 team, it's Dabo, Steve Sarkisian, Dan Lanning. Those coaches all have different expectations than what Nebraska wants out of a successful season and 9 wins. So understand the financial commitment that you're making. And I get it. Coaches are paid ridiculous amounts, and this is not me saying that we need to pay coaches less. That's not what I'm getting at all. But understand all these people that want, hey, Nebraska, just extend him. Give him $1 million more. Give him $3 more million. Get him to stay. You don't want to show that there's one person bigger than the athletic department just to win 8 games next season. That's why we're going to learn so much about Troy Dana in these next couple of weeks and how he operates under these circumstances.
Ellie, before I go on, what's your thoughts on it?
I like what you said about coaches. It's almost better to get fired than continue because they're making so much money to not have a job at that point. And then hopefully they'll find another place that'll pay them just as much as the year before or the team that they were at before. A lot of money but also I think you're paying so much money outright for how many years? There's so much uncertainty with college football these days. 1 year, a team can be really, really good. You hear about them. And then the next year, what if you're at Penn State? You're losing. You're great the year before. And then the next year, there's uncertainty. What happens then? And then the payout is even more than what you said the extension was. So there's just so much uncertainty with college athletics and especially college football that I have a hard time looking at it as, okay, this is great when it could be a completely different story the next year.
It's a very fluid situation with these coaches and their salaries. One thing I'm not going to do, I'm never going to get into somebody's financial business. And none of us have done that by any stretch. We're just cooking out numbers. My thing is they're going to give it to you, get that money. To get that money. With that being said, though, there does come some responsibilities with that money. Curt Cignetti is 17-2. Mm-hmm. He's lost twice since he's been at Indiana. He is 17-2. I have no problems justifying his contract. He came in, Nick, brought a bunch of JMU guys with him, not Power 5, goes in the Big Ten and says, yes, Google me. You know what? I know a lot of people don't like Curt Cignetti because his chutzpah, if you would. I love the guy. I like how he's cocky because he backs it up. I like how he gets irritated and frustrated. You think about this, Nick. There's a picture that I saw. It has Kirby, it has Curt Cignetti, and it has Saban on the sideline, and they're all going ballistic at the same time when they were all under Saban's staff. I ain't got a problem when Saban does it. I have no problems with Curt Cignetti. I'm like, dude, get that money. Because here's the thing about him. He's shown again, my biggest thing with him is, Nick, he came into a program that hadn't had consistent success in decades. In decades. And he does, and it erases a lot of excuses from schools that have the resources right now. And you know what, Nick, what it shows too about Indiana, to your point, they made a commitment to him, say, you know what? We're going to find the money. We're going to get it. Because you know why? He did something for them they haven't seen. To him, he has receipts for his work. I don't want to pay a coach, any coach, a bunch of money on forecasting.
Yeah.
Forecast is paid.
And that's AD. It's crazy because, I mean, that's the thing is I've said it all season long. I hate how much I respect him. Because I sit there and I hear him. He talks, however, he talks so brash and he's so upfront and he's so brutally honest with everything. But then what's he do? He stomps into Eugene and he beats them. Like that is the thing. And so every single thing he's done, he's been able to back up to this point. And there's going to be a time where a team beats him and people kind of freak out because it goes against what he said. And it's going to be the first time that happens, right? And maybe Notre Dame, when Notre Dame beat him in the college football playoffs last year, maybe that is something you can point to. But I'm telling you, folks, like, this is where I go back to it. And once again, it's an open-ended conversation. I could care less if if Troy Dannen sits there and says, you know what, Matt, like we want to see a little bit more. We want to see, show us 9 wins this season, show us the body of work. And then we'll go ahead and talk about rewarding you with an additional salary. You're already getting $1.5 million bump next year just because of the way your current contract is laid out. And here's my thing. At $10 million, that puts Matt Rhule as the 10th highest paid coach in college football. Now, I would ask this to Husker fans, and if your answer is yes, that's fine. If your answer is no, that's also fine. I just love these thought-provoking conversations because I would say, is Nebraska winning at the rate that they are for a coach that's paid as a top 10 coach in all of college football? I don't have an opinion. I don't really care. This is a thought-provoking conversation because this is just, once again, it's an educational piece to where we can sit here and just go, oh, throw the entire bag at him, throw whatever, and take Matt Rhule specifically out of it. You could have Joe Schmo coaching. You could have me coaching. But ultimately, this is, once again, I've said it multiple times, and I'm going to get ad nauseum of saying it. But this is where we truly learn that the book is still out on Troy Dannen as Nebraska's athletic director. Troy Dannen is writing his legacy here in the next month and a half, because this is the biggest hire, biggest decision you can possibly make as Nebraska's AD. How does he operate? We don't know yet. He's a wild card. So it's going to be, I'm just so fascinated to see what Nebraska does, because now all eyes are on Nebraska since Indiana got a deal done within 3 or 4 days.
I think eyes are on a lot of ADs at this juncture, at a lot of schools, to where Penn State may be inquiring about coaches that are currently in other programs. Their agents, as we talked about, are doing the phones are lighting up across the country at various places we hear of, places we won't know of, some that we'll never hear of because the way that it's done in today's day and age, through agents, etc. We're going to find out about a lot of ADs, and that's not just the way they do business, the way they handle business. Yeah. Some, you know what, Nick, some will agree with, some we won't. Like, what were you thinking there? What were you thinking there? Everybody's got their own. Everybody's got that, kind of like what Moose said years ago when he was here. I always kept an index card with me over the years of coaches I admired from afar or ones who I had relationships with. All of these ADs, for them to even get the jobs they have, they had to prove their network to the board of regents and the higher ups to even get the job in the first place, because they give you in these interviews, there's a lot of scenarios they give you. If we were to do this with this coach, who would you recommend? What is your network? Who do you know? All those things come into play when you bring in an AD. So we'll find out if things go that way, what that Rolodex looks like. And the key thing is it's relationships. It's all about relationships. And that was one thing, Nick and Ellie, because both of you probably weren't even born yet, when that was one thing that hurt us, and it's just the reality of it, under Steve Peterson. A lot of those guys he reached out to is like, I'm not working for that guy. Yeah, and that was just the bottom line. And I'm obviously, and the film doesn't lie. The tapes, we have the receipts of why a number of people turned that job down here, turned down Nebraska and simply said, not going to work for them. It's about relationships. So we're going to see the depth and the width of a lot of AD's relationships at number of schools, man. Because you figured, Nick, here's the reality. And I don't ever wish this on anybody, especially if they're doing their best. I can't say anybody. Depends on what their work ethic looks like. I know Napier is in Florida. He's not down there just trying to tank the place. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is this, Norvell's not trying to tank the place there in Tallahassee either. So Fickle right there up at Wisconsin, that guy's doing his best, may have lost their way as far as traditions. And none of those guys are trying to tank the guys I just mentioned, and many others, of course. However, though, this is a results-based business. You get paid on results, not how nice of a guy you are, no matter what you say about the place that you're at, how much you love it. I know Napier loves Florida. I know Norvell loves Florida State. Fickle wouldn't have left Cincinnati if he didn't like Wisconsin. And I can go on and on and on. But at the end of the day, what have you done for me lately?
It absolutely is. And I mean, we can't be naive also that part of Cincinnati's success right now this season is because of what was instituted and started with Luke Fickell at Cincinnati, right? Like, I think that these are all good coaches. And I think naturally we sit here and as just casual fans, we go, well, why would they leave? I mean, because coaches have, and I don't mean this in a bad way, coaches are cocky and they have egos. They feel like they want to prove, and I'm actually, you respect it. They feel like they can go anywhere and they can win. And you have to have that mentality. You have to have this mentality of like, oh, okay, I don't care if AD failed at Penn State. I'm going to go ahead and be successful at Penn State. I don't care if Scott Frost failed at Nebraska. I'm going to go in there and be successful. Right. You know why? Right. Because I can say this now publicly, because when I talked to Mike Eckler last week or a couple of weeks ago, AD, I asked him, I said, hey, look, you were having so much success at Tennessee. You had other jobs. There was blank checks available in the SEC. Why'd you come home to Nebraska? And he looked at me and goes, Nick, I saw that Nebraska was ranked 125th in special teams last season, and I wanted to come here and show that I could turn it around to being number one in the country in 1 year. And so far he has. That is the mindset of coaches that we don't realize. And so, and then on top of everything, AD, before I know we're up against the clock, but on top of everything, ADs are trying to save their job too. Like Scott Strickland, Scott Strickland down at Florida is in a spot to where he's trying to save his job because, he brought in a national championship basketball coach, but don't be fooled. Football's the main driver. This is a massive hire for Pat Kraft. It's a massive couple of months for Troy Dannon, whichever way the chips fall. And so these athletic directors, once again, are writing their legacies here in real time because we at Nebraska, with football being the main driver, we attribute legacy to football decisions and hiring decisions or extension decisions. Think about Bill Moose. What do we attribute to him? Bringing in the big three: Will Bolt, Fred Hoiberg, Scott Frost. Now, it didn't always work out with Scott Frost, and it's been okay with the other two, but that's what we attribute Bill Moose to. Sean Eichhorst, what do we think about? Well, not great as an athletic director, but he also fired Bo Pelini, and he hired Mike Riley. Like, these are the decisions that we pair with the reputation of athletic directors. They're writing their legacies, and that's why it's so fascinating to watch unfold.
Before we go to break, Nick well said. Cherry Bomb, I agree with you because we need to be ranked at that salary. And Cherry Bomb, I'm with you, man. If I'm paying a coach $10 million, you better be in that top 15. I ain't talking about top 25 either. I'm talking about top 15. You're making that type of money, there's got to be results. And I don't care if I am at what school I'm at. If I'm paying you X amount, there's expectations with it. It's no different than the CEO makes more than the HR director. Not saying anybody's less important, but when you're the figurehead of an organization, you put it in athletics, you put it in the corporate world. There's a reason why you're making that money. And also the buck stops with you. And speaking of bucks, if I'm paying you those type of bucks, and Cherry Bomb, I agree with you 100%, my brother, you better be ranked and you better be consistent. Cignetti is 17-2. All right. He has set the bar high. You know what? So good. Hey, I'm like this. Get that money. And there was a texter on there earlier about, the greed part. And I totally get it, unknown texter, 6732, about isn't making $3 million enough. I get that. But when the market allows you to make that much, I mean, for me, if they're offering me, I'm not turning it down because of the, you look at the TV contracts, the licensing, et cetera. It has made it a lucrative, capitalistic, and I have nothing wrong with cap. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. I have no problem with capitalism. I have a problem with greed and waste is what I have a problem with. Yeah. And so if they're winning, they're not wasting the money. So my thing is, again, it goes back to it's a results business. You got to
Well, and AD, I know we'll get to breaking it. We'll be totally fine on segments. I'm not concerned about that. But this is such an interesting conversation because, to your point right there, there's so much that goes into coaching and how we evaluate it now. Yes, it's a results-driven business, but part of the results is now how did you identify talent to bring in? Yes, that is part of the results. It's not. It can still be most importantly about wins and losses, and I think it needs to be, right, because in this NIL era we've kind of gotten away from that. But the ability to identify and evaluate talent and then bring them in, pay them what they're worth, rightfully so, is part of the results that we need to see, right? Because if you misidentify a quarterback 3 years in a row, that's going to factor into not only your NIL budget, but then also what wins and losses on the field. And so it all works together. I still think first and foremost, good coaching, having good assistants, coaches, head coaches' ability to formulate and put together a quality assistant staff is incredibly important in this day and age. We always get so wrapped up in the NIL budget, and Matt Rule talked about $30 to $40 million rosters. I personally, if you have good coaches, you can go down to the D2 level, bring some guys up, and make them into Division I players that can compete on Saturdays, because I think that's something that's been missing at Nebraska.
Absolutely. You think about Cignetti, man, that dude had 0 5-stars on those rosters. 0. None. Yeah. And still got it done. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. Well, actually, we got to take a break. We'll get right back to you. We'll dip more in this. Our history is going to be talking about coaching history as far as salaries. And now we're just going to kind of top 15. Then we'll hop into Husker football, of course. It's The Drive, 93.7 Ticket.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right, most recommended Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com. Bonsall Pool and Spa's annual Spooktacular sale is here. Now through November 1st, get an extra $1,000 off hot tubs at an already low sale price and get $500 off the already low sale prices on infrared and traditional saunas. All hot tub water care products and accessories are also for sale for the Spooktacular sale, now through November 1st at Bonsall Pool and Spa at 33rd and Highway 2. Call for more info at 402-488-0148 or visit bonsallpool.com. Boxing is back this Saturday with Brawloween at the Complex. The Midwest's best professional boxers will display their best performances with hometown favorites Clyde Godzilla Johnson and Cody Kerr among the boxers. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream this event as well. Nebraska football plays on Friday, so Saturday is open for you to attend or watch. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. this Saturday, October 18th. It's Brawloween at the Complex, located at 1555 Yolanda Avenue.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox, KFXL Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: a chance of showers and storms this morning. Otherwise, we'll see decreasing clouds, the light breeze today with a high near 78. Tonight, mainly clear skies and calm winds, below around 51. Tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day. It'll be windy with a high near 72. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has zero hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants: Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
The temperature and leaves are falling daily, so that means it's time for a new pair of shoes for the fall season from Brown's Shoe Fit. Now through October 31st, take $15 off any regularly priced fall shoes and boots. Brands like Keen, Oboz, Echo, Taos, and Atrex all $15 off. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details. This is the sale you've all been waiting for, so get down to Brown's Shoe Fit on 66th and Q.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainer, driving left side, is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. We got Ellie on the 1s and 2s. We got Nicholas swim one lane in Minneapolis. Nick, quick rundown going from the bottom. You got Deion Sanders making $8.9 million at Colorado. Stoops, like you mentioned, Nick, a few days ago, Stoops has got the greatest job in America. He ain't never getting fired from Kentucky. He's making $9 million. I'm not saying never, but he'd have to do something crazy. Josh Heupel's making $9 million at Tennessee. Drinkwitz there at Missouri's making $9 million. A name to be looking out for too, Nick, because his name's been sniffed around a little bit as well for what he's done at Missouri. Lane Kiffin, of course, is making $9 million at Ole Miss. He will have his, I'm sure, people calling his agents. Nick, but do you see Lane Kiffin going anywhere?
The only place I really see him potentially going is probably to Florida. I mean, that seems like the I wouldn't call that a lateral move. I call that a little bit of a slight step up. I mean, he's got job security at Ole Miss. They're a top 10 team in the country right now. I know that he would be a lot of people's and a lot of places potential big swing at, like, you know, if you're Arkansas, maybe Penn State doesn't really fit Penn State. It feels like Penn State needs like a blue collar type of dude. And so ultimately, I think Florida is the only one that I could potentially see him going at. If they fire Billy Napier, like, I understand what the sources are saying, but what if they go out there and beat Mississippi State by 30 tomorrow? Like, what are we going to do? You know, do you fire your coach at that point? I mean, holy cow. It's a wild day in the college football world.
You got Bill Belichick making $10.1 million at North Carolina. They are not in the top 25. Brian Kelly, of course, at LSU's making 10.1. Kalen DeBoer at Alabama, 10.2. Dan Lane at Oregon, 10.4. Sarkisian at Texas, 10.8. Dabo's making 11.4 at Clemson. Lincoln Riley, of course, at USC, 11.5, who we'll see later. Signetti, of course, just signed. Ink's not even dropped, $11.6 million deal. Ryan Day, 12.5. And Kirby Smart at 13.2. Nick, the commonality amongst all these coaches is they're ranked with an exception of North Carolina, I believe. In Kentucky, of course, is not ranked in the top 25. And forgive me if I misread, no, they're definitely not in the top 25. I'm not saying definitely, they're not this year at least. That's why you said, Nick, he's got that plush job there at Kentucky, and they just kind of meander around, 8-4, 9-3, not 9-3, 8-4s. They just stay, reputable, if you would. But there's a common trait amongst these coaches, man, is they're in there and they're up there for the most part over history, with an exception of Bill Belichick, of course, his first year. Nick, let me ask you this, man. With all the chaos that has seemed to ensue there in Chapel Hill, do you see him being there a couple years, or do you think maybe 2 at the most and he's ghost?
I don't think he makes it past this year. There's the breaking news and like investigative reporter, I guess if you want to call him that, Pablo Torre.
And it's not
excuse me. Yeah, it's not good. He's already started to post some stuff about it. I was listening during the break there on a hot mic between that caught Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson talking about some stuff. It is just a weird scenario. And you have the whole situation with Michael Lombardi, who he goes to Saudi Arabia to try to get some fundraising for North Carolina. North Carolina's pockets are deep. I mean, why do you need to go to Saudi Arabia 2 weeks before the season starts? There's all this energy and this palpable buzz. Why do you need to get money? It's a crazy thing. I don't know. I don't see him making it past this year. Also, they're just not a very good football team. Like, all the stuff off the field, but then they're just not very good either. Their season was successful for their first drive when they came out against TCU and scored a touchdown to take a 7-0 lead on the Horned Frogs. Since then, man, it's been a bad situation. I just think, AD, that a lot of this, and this is where I'm at kind of with Matt Rule. If you feel like 5-1 is enough of a body of work, then that's fine. We can be in disagreement. I would like to see, I think these next 3 games are massive. I think these next 3 games for Nebraska are incredibly big because once again, it shows a little bit more consistency. And you have to take risks, and that's what makes, separates good ADs from great ADs is, their ability to identify and project the future correctly. And I think that ultimately you need a little bit more of a body of work, and you sit there and say, okay, you know what, Matt, if you can win 2 games on the road for the first time in program history since 2006, that's a step in the right direction. That's something we can point to. If you can come back home and beat Northwestern the way you're supposed to, and then maybe even beat a USC team in the way that, it's pretty convincing, then yeah, you know what? We'll reward you accordingly. But you don't want to sign him at this 5-1 record. And then guess what? You're sitting there and they're looking at a 6-3 record in 3 weeks. It's just it's a different type of feel. And the good ADs will jump the gun a little bit, while the great ones will say, okay, you know what? I understand that it's a little bit of a risk, but we're going to wait and see and make sure that we're doing a good financial investment for the university.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot, like I said, a lot of moving pieces. There'll be a lot more updates that come in, because this weekend, I would be shocked if there's not more, in particular, the one in Florida. Depends on Florida. I think regardless of what Napier does there at Florida, it's probably not looking good for him with the things that are being said. But again, you take what's a grain of salt. But I mean, it's no secret that they are struggling this year. They struggled last year. It's a program that's definitely in some trouble there. So Sunday will be an interesting day, Sunday morning, if not Saturday night, as far as the way these things are going. There'll be some places potentially around the country. Wisconsin, I would keep my eye on that as well. What happens there in Madison, as well as in Gainesville, what takes place Saturday evenings and early Sunday mornings, the news that comes out of those places. And maybe places, Nick, that we have no idea, that hasn't been a word said yet, where someone says that's enough. It's time to make a move someplace else. Nick, we are just we're getting close to about 8 hours from kickoff, give or take. What's your initial? Like I said, you're there now. You had some time to process as you were driving, listening to a lot of different things. What's your overall feeling with everything? Like, we'll go back to my conversation we had on Monday when all this stuff kind of just started jumping off. What's your overall just temperature of your confidence with Nebraska tonight? And text line, let us know as well. We've had a full 5 days to digest everything that's going on. Text us in, let us know your overall. What's your temperature? Hot being good, very cold meaning I don't know. 402-464-5685. Nick, what's your overall temp, man?
I feel oddly confident. I think that, this is a game that Nebraska should win. By a significant margin. I do not think Drake Lindsey is a very good quarterback. I think he is somebody that Nebraska's defense can probably look at. And even if they won't say it to the media and to the public, I think they view him as somebody that they can kind of force into some uncomfortable situations, only being 7 games into his college career. And I think John Butler, one thing that we're going to see a lot from Nebraska is they're going to apply the pressure. Minnesota isn't that. I mean, once again, take what they say to the media and to the public with a grain of salt, because they're not going to come out there and tell you, well, we think we can exploit him in this way. We think we can exploit him in this way. They're not going to say that. They're going to keep it very surface level. He's dynamic. He's explosive. They do some good things on offense. I think realistically speaking, though, after I watched I last night in bed, I couldn't sleep because the sidebar AD, I couldn't get the stupid air conditioner fan to turn off. It was on. I had to grab the bedspread. I had to grab the bedspread from the other bed. So in this room, there's 2 beds because that's all this place had available. I had to grab the second bedspread. I was sleeping with 2 bedspreads on me last night because it was 61 degrees in my room. That's what the gauge said. It is freezing. I finally got it up to a warm 68 in my room right now, so it's comfortable. But anyway, so I couldn't sleep, so I watched the Purdue-Minnesota game. I think that there's a lot of areas that Nebraska's defense, the way that John Butler likes to dial up pressure, we're going to see him do that often tonight against Minnesota. They don't have an explosive running attack. Darius Taylor, who's questionable, might play. Even if he does or doesn't, I think the point still stands. Nebraska views that they can and believes that they can get to the quarterback tonight, which is weird for us to say about a Nebraska front 7 that hasn't been great at applying pressure this season. This is an offensive line that's not the mammoths that we're used to seeing from Minnesota in years past. I think Nebraska's defense can certainly kind of tip control the pace of this game, force some turnovers from an inexperienced quarterback, and Nebraska wins by double digits on the road. That's how I view tonight going. I feel like it's going to be a rather not comfortable night, but convincing night in Minneapolis.
Ellie, what's your thoughts? What's the temp for you?
I'm hoping. I say this a lot. I'm going into it just obviously hoping for a good game, something that's good. I've seen we've already scored more touchdowns than we have since last season, so that's awesome. Just more touchdowns on the board. I obviously want to see Emmett Johnson do something good because just coming from there, and I've also just his story in general. I like those kind of stories, knowing that he's got something to prove. So I hope he does come out and he proves something to them. But obviously, I'm going to put Nebraska over Minnesota. I'm going to put Nebraska hopefully over anybody realistically, but I'm just hoping for a good, especially on a Friday night game. It's kind of just like, oh, Friday night. Let's see what happens. We also got Nebraska volleyball playing at 6:00 in Michigan, so it's big Nebraska energy all across the board, and I'm just hoping for a good game and just a competitive game, one where we're consistently going. It's not where we're doing really good and then they come back, we let them come back, and then we have to fight our way back in the fourth quarter.
And that's a great point, because Nebraska has been up by double digits the last 2 games and has lost the lead at one point in the game. That is a very good point, Ellie, because this is a litmus test. Like we look at these and say, okay, August 28th it was against Cincinnati. This is a litmus test. Show us where you're at after all the offseason work. Guess what, AD? This can be a litmus test too, because guess where you were on Matt Rule's first game on a Thursday night, right here in Minneapolis. You did not play them last year. This is a chance for you to say, hey, you know what? This is an opportunity to prove that the program is going in the right direction. We all think it is, and it's a 5-1 record. You were 5-1 last year. It took you till middle of November to get bowl eligible. At this time tomorrow morning, we could be talking about Nebraska's already a bowl eligible team, and it's October 17th.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. A PJ Fleck-led team against Nebraska, it seems like Fleck has had Nebraska's number. With backup quarterbacks, Kaliak, how you pronounce his last name, Nick?
Kaliak Manis.
Kaliak Manis. I got to think of Praying Mantis. Kaliak Manis. They came in with a backup quarterback. Of course, they had a great, I think Chase Brown was there. Not Chase Brown, their running back that year that ran all over us. I'm thinking of Chase Brown running over my Steelers last night. Good gosh, I'll get into that later. But they had a good running back. Was that Raheem? What was his name, Nick? The running back.
Muhammad Ibrahim.
Muhammad Ibrahim and Kaliak Manis, they just came in and they just put the work on Nebraska at home as far as that goes. The game to where this is a game to me to where I think Fleck has told his team all week, no one has given us a shot. No one.
Yeah.
And I've said this a month ago about UCLA, a team that's kind of down, whether it's injuries, whether it's coaches being fired, like what happened at UCLA. They're a dangerous team. And Nebraska, it goes both what you said, Ellie, it goes what you said, Nick. Nebraska cannot play with its food in this game. If they get a lead, they must they have to put their foot on their neck.
Put in the stake and go at it. I can't. Exactly. Nick is laughing at me. Nick, you want to keep laughing? Let's hear it.
Put in the stake. Put in the stake.
Put in the stake. This is what we're doing, and this is the mentality. This is the physicality we're going to have for the remainder of the game. I can't do this. Oh, I will admit, I'm going to say something. I was tired during the last game. I was when I took my little 20-minute nap. That's a lie. It was not a 20-minute nap
during the game.
I was tired. I took it. We were ahead. It was great.
I must have been.
I wake up. Okay, but I have faith in my Nebraska Huskers.
You got way more faith than me.
Yeah. Normally, I'm pacing the living room with a Red Bull.
I'm taking a nap. We're ahead. I wake up. We're losing, and then I'm like, what is happening? So then obviously I'm up and I'm like, okay, we got it. What I want to be able to trust my Huskers enough that if I were to take a 20-minute power nap, that I would hope they're still winning when I wake up.
Well, that's disappointing to know that Husker fans are napping during the game.
He's throwing up the bones. I love it. Text us in, let us know who you are, because I can't see that far.
Here he goes. He's going.
I appreciate you, brother. White pickup waving at us through the bones. Text us in,
No,
let
but
us know
it's
who
like
it is.
I just want Nebraska to. I have so many, not so many doubts, but just like some, like I'm withholding things that I want to say or like be honest with, because I just want Huskers to prove me wrong in so many ways. And especially like we're so excited we get past a Maryland team last weekend. Yes, we're so excited with that win. We barely got past them. It's like let's week by week, let's prove that we can put teams in the dust. Okay, that was an easy team. Let's move on to the next. I feel like with a Minnesota team like this, we have to do exactly that. We have to make sure that we put them away fast, put them away easy, prove that you can do that, and then we can go on and go about our days feeling like we're the Nebraska team that's ranked right now. Right now, we're really, really excited. Nebraska fans are super excited that we're ranked. Come after this game, but maybe we're not. And just prove that you can stay ranked. You can continue to move up those rankings. And there's so much to prove. And I hope that doesn't kind of change within this game.
You bring up a good point, Ellie, in that, they have to prove they deserve that ranking. And Nick, I'm going to say this to you, brother. Even if you win this game against Minnesota, you struggle, it doesn't look good. That's just the bottom line. It does not look good. That's just my personal opinion. When you're struggling with an unranked team and you're barely sniffing it at 25, this thing's going down the wire. I'm not saying they drop out of it, but I tell you what, you probably lose some votes as far as that ranking goes. Nick, I got 2 words for this game that Nebraska needs to do. Dirt nap. Dirt nap. They need to bury these dudes early and take any confidence away and rattle quarterback Drake, man. Nick, I'm going to ask you this, man, because there was a stat that you talked about, before the season, clear back in July, which seems eons ago, which really wasn't. The TD interception ratio of Raiola. Minnesota's defense is very pesky. Very pesky. What's the guy's back name named Coy Perry? What's his last name, Nick?
Coy Parrish.
Coy Parrish. Very, very pesky secondary, etc. Which hopefully we don't have to toss the ball over the field. Hopefully we can establish that running game and just beat the smoke out of them, just from the physicality standpoint. How critical is it going to be? I know this is a question we ask quite often, but in a game like this, and we're talking about giving this team a dirt nap, how crucial is it going to be for Dylan to take care of the football and to really establish drive to take the heart out of these guys from the start?
Well, it's massive, and I think you look at the way that Minnesota was able to win last week. I mean, Minnesota, once again, I said it yesterday and I'll repeat it today. They don't win that game without the 3 turnovers that Purdue surrendered to them. They won, Minnesota, that is, won the turnover battle 3-0 last week. Minnesota did over Purdue. There were three turnovers that Purdue surrendered. You don't win a game. This was a game against the Boilermakers where Minnesota won by just 7 points, and they were outgained in total yards by over 200 yards total. And then they were able to force 3 turnovers. Nebraska, there's a similar storyline potential here, to where Nebraska can dominate on the field in terms of total yards per play, things like that. But then also, like, I go back to the way that they handled Michigan State, Nebraska did. One of the positives that they talked about that they didn't do a very good job last week was they just applied hits. They hit the quarterback. Aiden Childs was banged up. I'm not saying intentionally hurt a dude, but go back there and make sure he knows that you're here. Like we talk, you gotta hit him, and so that's why I think that there's an avenue here for Nebraska. We're going to see a lot of pressure early on. I think that the Nebraska's front 7, like, this is a big game opportunity for Williams-Nwaneri, and just to continue building on this stellar first year that he's had with Nebraska. Get in the backfield, apply some pressure, and Drake Lindsey's naturally going to make mistakes because he has this year, and he's still young in his college career. So, I think that there's an avenue for Nebraska to really get to the quarterback and really dictate the physicality of this game.
Nick, one more question before we go to break, and we'll climb back on again before we climb into the weekend scoreboards, weekend primetime games, if you would. Is PJ Fleck still, in your opinion, Nick? And text line, let us know this as well. Do you still consider him one of the Big Ten top coaches, or do you think that boat's starting to get some holes in it, some leaks?
Well, I think
Well, I
this
think
is where we get to see normal. I'm sorry, Ellie, did I cut you off? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying his name is cool. If I yeah, my name is PJ Fleck.
I do not
Your
think
turn.
I do not know if I would say top coaches in the Big Ten Conference. He was really good early in his career, and this is what he did at Western Michigan too. I mean, just kind of being annoying. Like, I think what PJ does to other teams and other programs and other fan bases is he just sticks in your head. He knows how to get into other teams and opponents' heads. And that's something that when you're at a place like Minnesota or Western Michigan beforehand, I think you had to do it. But I wouldn't qualify him or quantify him as a top coach in the Big Ten Conference. He does really well at maximizing talent and maximizing the most out of his players. But I think you have to have a little bit more now in the Big Ten Conference. You can't just rely on that to win the Big Ten West and then make a conference championship. You have to be one of the 2 top 18 teams in the Big Ten Conference. It takes a lot more than just being able to maximize in your talent.
Nick, what you just said is exactly what concerns me about tonight, because he has a tendency to maximize an undersized and I would say, yeah, an undersized and under-talented roster. He does it every year. Unknown Texter 5769 says Fleck is still good, rebuilding. Minnesota's always tough. Eric says more like PJ Flim. I'm a child.
But here's the thing, AD. What's crazy isn't that how we define Rule and what Coach Rule can do? Is at previous stops and so far, hopefully at Nebraska, he maximizes talent. Like, you need that out of a coach. And so going back full circle now into our conversation from hour number 1 is we're sitting here going, okay, show us that you can maximize the talent with whatever millions of dollar roster that you have currently, and then we'll be more inclined to potentially give you a little bit more. So there's a lot of, I think it just goes back to the body of work. PJ Fleck has done it really well at Minnesota for this point. They're having a little bit of a down year naturally. They lost their quarterback Brosmer. They didn't get a replacement out of the transfer portal. They went with a redshirt freshman in Drake Lindsey. They didn't really identify an issue at running back. Darius Taylor's fine. And so we'll see what they do on the perimeter and stuff, but it's a body of work is important, and I think that's important. I do want to make sure we mention this text. How about this one? It was saying that it said, Nick, AD, we're on the road heading north. Trip and the crew are ready for the throttling we are about to give the Gophers. Obviously, our good friend Trip from Computer Hardware there, making their way to Minneapolis, baby.
Love it. I thought you were going to say, making my way downtown, feeling.
Ellie will know the YouTube video. She's like, it's a green screen that's moving fast behind her, and it's like, making my way downtown as she's like playing the piano. It's an iconic music video on YouTube.
I like you mentioned me like I know what you're talking about.
Few of the text right here before we go to break. Unknown Texture 5769. Good morning. Goes Big Ten coaches, Signetti, Ferentz, and Bielema. PJ's big energy with mediocre results, says Texture 5423. IQ Crew, what's up, brother? He goes, Minnesota has an offensive lineman, and this is very true. We read about this and talked about it. That has allowed the most QB hurries and sacks and rushes. I hope he draws a dance party. Everything with New Williams, New Orleans. The freshman has recorded the most QB hurries, sacks, and rushes the last 2 weeks. I'm with you on that one, my brother. Old Dad 34, good wisdom as always. 0 turnovers and win easy, and in my opinion. Old Dad 34, I'm glad you brought that up before you go to break. Nebraska cannot turn the ball over 3 times against Minnesota. I'm going to tell you that right now. They cannot, and hence, Nick, and Old Dad, I'm glad you brought that up, which alluded me to the question I asked you about Raiola taking care of the ball. You cannot turn the ball over 3 times against them. They will make you pay the price for it. Marcus says, I also fell asleep at halftime. I had my two-day-old daughter on my chest.
Thank you. I'm glad you are reading that because I wanted to also read that one. Thank you. It was the same exact way.
That's beautiful.
Same thing.
You had a 2-year-old daughter on your chest too?
I had a lot on my chest.
I was going to ask.
So it might have been a 2-year-old daughter, but I did have a lot on my chest.
Marcus, congratulations.
Did you indulge in alcoholic beverages, Ellie?
No, I did not. Thank you very much.
I will add this. There was a text in here that I definitely wanted to get to regarding top coaches in the Big Ten Conference. Somebody on the text line said Signetti, Ferentz, and Bielema. If your top three coaches are not Cignetti, Ryan Day, and Dan Lanning, those are by far the top three coaches in the Big Ten Conference, in my opinion, AD. I was going to say, though, also, you mentioned Dylan Raiola specifically. Talk about a guy that needs a get-back game. Like, there was a lot of good from the Maryland game, and there was a lot of good from the Michigan State game. Nebraska got the win, which at the end of the day is the most important. But from a turnover standpoint, there's a lot of things that Dylan needs to clean up from these last 2 weeks. And that's just being realistic. I know we love Dylan and we're worried about saying all this negative stuff about him, but that is me being as realistic as possible, is that there's been a lot of stuff that Dylan needs to clean up from these last 2 weeks. Tonight's an opportunity to do so.
It's a night to do that. I would also say this, to add into there, the receivers got to get back to the ball too. You know what I'm saying? On some of those routes. But Nick, to your point, the one that I really just had a problem with when he was just kind of just off balance, thought he was throwing it out of bounds, and it was even close to being out of bounds. But to your point, it's a Friday night game. He's got a great opportunity along with that entire offense to get back on track and to really put these guys out of their misery early, which we hope to see. Sandman says right here, I just like winning the one-score games instead of losing. Let's keep that going and build on that. Nert, what's up, brother? Newt says right here, my temp is 93.7, that we win by 2 touchdowns, JVR. I like that, JVR. Love it, Newt. Folks, we're going to break. We come back. We're going to talk about the weekend college buffet that's coming ahead. Also, the Husker ladies in volleyball are visiting Michigan as well. We'll discuss that when we come back. It's The Drive.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Drink locally and support local business during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 11th through the 18th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Harvest season is here, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade now. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends September 30th, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm, safe, and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. There is a full slate of games that actually start tonight. Of course, the main one, Nebraska, at 7 o'clock. They're in Minneapolis. Of course, that's going to take place. But also, before our game at 6 o'clock, Louisville plays number 2, Miami. That'll be in Miami Hard Rock Stadium. Nick, another game that's intriguing to me is that LSU-Vanderbilt game. And that game is going to be at First Bank Stadium. That is going to be what are you calling on that one, man? 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Vandy versus LSU. It's number 17 Vandy versus number 10 LSU.
I continuously discredit Vanderbilt. I saw some wild statistic that Vanderbilt is favored for the first time in like 117 straight SEC games, which is just crazy to think about. I think LSU is better than what people are giving them credit for. I think that, I also think Brian Kelly is potentially fighting for a new job. Like I look at Brian Kelly as just so untrustworthy when it comes to these types of things that he could certainly be looking at the market and going, okay, where's somewhere that I can go to that gives me a fresh start from LSU. I don't know. I think LSU wins that one just because I still just don't buy Vanderbilt.
You know what, Nick? You have a team, an Oklahoma team. You know, obviously they're coming off a loss in the Red River Shootout. They got a pesky South Carolina team. Obviously, South Carolina's dropped some, but they're still a pesky team, man. I still think Oklahoma gets them, but I don't think it'll be a cakewalk. What say you, my bro?
Oh, I don't know. I think Oklahoma has kind of a pretty bad taste in their mouth the way that they allowed Texas to beat them up last week, 27-6. That was an ugly, ugly loss, and especially for a team and a program like Brent Venables leads that prides themselves on defense, and obviously his defense at Clemson was really good. Oklahoma last week going into the Red River rivalry was the number one total defense in the country, just in typical Brent Venables fashion. And I think Oklahoma responds in a big way, and I think they beat South Carolina on the road. It's crazy how far South Carolina fell. We were talking about them potentially, excuse me, being a playoff team with Lenoris Sellers in his sophomore year, and Shane Beamer might get an opportunity somewhere else. That's also a coach I would look at. Virginia Tech. It almost seems like a layup. Shane Beamer to go where his dad coached for so many years in Virginia Tech.
Nick, do you think at about 5:30, 6 o'clock tomorrow, Camp Randall Stadium, Ohio State visits there? Do you think that Fickle probably gets slipped Saturday evening, or you wait Sunday morning, or maybe not yet?
I think you wait these next 2 weeks. They play Ohio State this week and they play Oregon next week. Then it's a bye week. I think after that Oregon game, after two what we expect to be blowout losses, I think that's when Fickle gets the notice.
A game that one of the ones I'm most excited besides Nebraska to watch is going to be there in Athens, Georgia. Of course, you got Georgia versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss is number 5. Georgia's number 9. Nick, in this game, Ole Miss, they're favored. I'm sorry. They're Georgia's favored by 7.5 in this game. It's a home game, and I think that spread's about right. I just don't know how to call this, and I think that's going to be an intriguing game. But I think Georgia probably gets them this time. Georgia's still probably got a bad taste in their mouth from Bama as far as that goes. What say you in this game right here, man?
I agree. I think when you look at Georgia, this is a team that with Gunnar Stockton, they got to win some games. And they have, but yeah, I think it's a bad taste from the Alabama loss. I think there's a couple other teams in the SEC that are trying to overtake them in terms of spots in the playoffs. I don't think that'll happen. I think this is a big chance for Ole Miss though too. Like we talk about having a backup quarterback in Trinity Chambliss as their starter now. I mean, this is a guy that was playing D2 football last year, and here he is playing in a big game on the road in Athens, Georgia. You talk about an ability to make a statement as a program for Lane Kiffin. This is a huge chance for the Rebels to win a game on the road, and then Georgia becomes a 2-loss SEC team that we're curious if they make the playoff at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see what goes down with that, man. Sure. The other game I know that you are looking forward to, but it's going to be going on the same. I'm going to take that back tomorrow. My heads are all messed up, man. I know a game that you'll be checking out. You may be traveling back at this time. You might be back. What time do you plan on leaving on Saturday, or are you undecided?
I'm trying to leave at 6 a.m. so I can get back for the Nebraska. I'm trying to get back for the Nebraska BYU exhibition game at noon.
Okay, Nick. Okay. Every time I say that, now I'm thinking of party. Nick, did I lose
I'm over
you?
here dying. I gotta stand up. I'm over here dying. I'm sneezing 8 times in a row. I gotta blow my nose. I'll be right back. Take the next 30 seconds. I gotta blow my nose. I'm dying over here.
Okay. I also, folks, a game I think is going to be intriguing. Neither one of the teams are ranked and not even close to it. You got Penn State versus Iowa at 6. And Elliot, of course, when Nick's come back, Penn State, of course, obviously James Franklin is gone. Iowa is favored by 3.5 in this game. It's going to be interesting to see how Penn State responds, with their coach gone. And I think these guys, obviously, you're not going to have Drew Allen, your starting quarterback, who's out injured. But it's going to be interesting to see how these guys respond for each other. Your coach is gone, your leader's gone, and will they play for each other? Say, you know what? And sometimes I kind of take, once a coach is fired, we're going to play for our coach. Well, you can do that, but he's no longer coaching there. Play for each other. Play for the guys that are still in that locker room. I always had a little problem with that, Nick. It's different if a coach is sick. Obviously, you look at volleyball with their coach that was battling cancer last year, and thank God she's doing well, Penn State's head coach. I can see a situation like that. But when a coach is fired, well, it's already done. You should have played hard for him before he got fired. So I've never understood that. We're going to play for coach. Well, you should have played for coach against UCLA and Northwestern and against Ohio, against Oregon. So whatever your motivation is, it is what it is. I get that, but it's going to be interesting to see what their motivation is going to be for this game, which there's a lot there for pride, if nothing else.
I was just going to say, I think mostly it's reputation at this point. Penn State is it's a name that everyone knows. It's a name that is supposed to be a powerhouse, and clearly we haven't seen that in the last few weeks. So I think it's all about just getting out of their own heads at this point. There's so much being said, a lot of things with media, a lot of outside distractions. Right now, I think the main thing that they have to do is, one, play for themselves. Obviously, you have something to prove to yourself that, one, you're not this, not joke, but like just not, there's so much doubt going into it. Don't let people doubt you. Don't doubt yourself, for one, but also playing for yourself, playing for your team, but just playing for the name on your back, name in front of you on your
Penn
chest.
State doesn't wear any numbers. They don't have any names on their jerseys.
Well,
They don't even have a logo.
Sorry, my
Great point.
Just like I'm so just not cultured.
Ellie, I know what you're saying. No, I totally get
like,
it. And you're spot on.
Yeah,
you're spot on. Nick, what would you be saying in the locker room if you're that interim head coach to Penn State?
I don't know if you have to say a whole lot. I think everybody kind of understands the mission.
You know what I was thinking real quick? Well, you got James Franklin fired. Don't get me out of here.
Yeah, right. Terry Smith's in there going, all right, guys, I'm trying to actually put my name in for this job. So if we can get a couple of wins together, that'd be really nice. No, I think that, it's going to be really interesting because in addition to the James Franklin thing, it's how do they go forward without Drew Aller? And I've been very critical of Drew Aller this season and in his entire career. Jay Foreman has been very critical of Drew Aller his entire career. But ultimately, there's still two superstars on this Penn State team, and they're both in the backfield, and they're both in the conventional running game, and Katron Allen and Nicholas Singleton. Penn State, maybe they need to get back to, let's just run it down your throats and be physical. And there's a way that hopefully, or Penn State, I hope they beat Iowa. I really do, because I
do too.
Number one, despise Iowa, but I think it'd be really, really cool. And then, hey, AD, tomorrow morning, James Franklin on game day. Big man. I mean, you talk about no time off. He said, yeah, I'm on the golf course in Florida. You need me to fly to Athens, Georgia? Okay, we can talk about Penn State. Okay, I'll be $49 million richer next week when I talk to you, but we can talk about Penn State. So
Hey, Nick.
it's talk about juicy.
They asked Franklin about the golf course. Are you going to play golf? I'm actually going to buy the course.
Yeah. I would like, let's see, I'd like a fountain there and a pond between hole 16 and 17, please. And my gold-plated statue can just, that one's supposed to arrive in a couple of weeks, but we can put that in the front.
That's right. He's good. Life is good. You know that song, Life is Good. He's doing good.
Oh, I was thinking about Life is Good by Drake. There's hey, life is good. You know what I mean? But we're on different, different genres, I suppose.
We definitely cannot play that song on there.
AD, I was joking. I was laughing because, and I texted you guys a video of me driving yesterday and singing. Yeah. I mean, I was going through the ebbs and flows of all the music genres. I had started out with, I was starting out with, just the traditional stuff that I listened to, my Quinn 92 and stuff. I was listening to that on the way up. Then I went through like a country. I went through like a country phase for a couple of hours, and then towards the back end of it, I was rocking Elton John. I was rocking Queen. A little bit of ABBA was in there, or ABBA, whatever, ABBA. I mean, there was all that. And then we got
John.
ABBA, ABBA.
ABBA. That's what I said. I said that.
Nick, were you so?
I'm asking what song you're listening to.
By Elton John, I was listening to "I'm Still Standing" by Elton John.
That's my favorite Elton John song. Okay, we're
back.
I was listening to. Yes, exactly. I'm still standing. Yeah, I was listening. Yep. So it was that. I sent AD and the rest of the guys a video of me singing "Hooked on a Feeling." That was just as I passed the Minnesota border. So it was an electric drive, but I went through the ebbs and the flows, the roller coasters of music genres.
Any podcast?
I did listen to the entire Matt Rule McAfee stuff. That was good. I listened to Signetti on McAfee. I'm not a huge like Pat McAfee show fan, but when there's notable guests on, I like to hear those guys talk.
Nick, before we close this segment, Bo Lever goes, get Jocko. He's talking about Jocko Willenick to come talk to the team. I love Jocko. I got his book, Extreme Ownership. I love that book, Bo Lever. You know the thing about it, with all due seriousness, if I was coaching that Penn State team as an interim, I would tell those guys, which you're getting to play at an iconic stadium. You play for the University of Penn State. Every one of you that's putting on this jersey, do you know how many people would love to be in this position?
Exactly.
Regardless of the circumstances. Go play for each other. Play like when you were a kid again and just go have fun. There's no I mean, think about it. Everybody's giving up on you anyway.
You got nothing to lose.
Yeah, I'm like, everybody's giving up on you anyway. Go play for each other. Play for the love of the game. And I would tell them, if you don't have that heart in you, stay in the freaking locker room. I don't want you out here. Go play for the love of the game. Play for each other, because no one in hell is giving you a chance to win today. No one. So why not just go and just start beating teams down? Look at UCLA. They have an offensive coordinator. His first game calling plays was against Penn State. So let's go return the favor against Iowa. Fellas, let's go have fun. We can play free. No one in the world expects us to win.
And no one wants Iowa to win either.
So like that old song, let's give them something to talk about. Give them something to talk about. Folks, we're going to talk about adjustments and give our predictions when we come back. Another game that's going to be notable. I'm sure Nick will be keeping his eye on this one. Dun, 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 dun. USC plays Notre Dame tomorrow night. Nick, who are you picking in that game?
Go Irish!
In case you didn't know this, Ellie, Nick has a major man crush on Marcus Freeman.
No,
he's a good football coach.
Why did you say that as if I just didn't know that?
I asked Nick something. I'm not going to say it on there, but I asked Nick a certain question. He goes, it would put me in a very uncomfortable position if this situation happened. So we're just going to leave it at that.
Oh, man.
Game is a 9.5 point game favorite. 9.5 point favorite in this game. That game is going to be in North. You guys, you guys are. I know you guys are younger, but I think back to the days of when it was Reggie Bush going against Notre Dame and the old Notre Dame versus USC. That back so many years. It's going to be a fun environment. I am pumped to watch that game tomorrow night. Pumped to watch it.
How about this, AD? We got an unnamed texter, 5769, says both Marcus and Nick have amazing eyebrows. Thank you. I appreciate that. People say that and they expect me to feel bad about that. I think that's a compliment. Look at this. I feel like my face has been manicured very well ahead of this game against Minnesota. Shout out to Mike from lots of fades.
Lots of fades.
Yeah, lots of fades. Appreciate him as always. But no, Marcus is my fellow Catholicism brother, so we are in sync.
Nick, I was watching a game with him one time with Notre Dame. He goes, "Look at the way his quarter zip fits on his shoulders." I'm like,
"No, I did not. You do not blaspheme. Blaspheme.
His triceps look so defined." I was like, "Whoa,
blaspheme." Hey, AD, you know what we haven't been able to talk about tonight or today? What happened to your Pittsburgh Steelers, big fella? What happened to him? How about Joe Flacco?
Oh, we're right up at the clock.
Yeah. Joe Flacco says hello.
You know what, Nick? And I said this in our text. I said it to Ralph. I just, that little meme with the little kid tipping his hat that says respect? That's all I can do with Flacco. He came out there like Joe Montana's prime. And first of all, Nebraska's Pittsburgh secondary got absolutely thrashed last night. And their defense didn't show up. But you know what? It's not on the defense either. Aaron Rodgers had a pick, that he shouldn't have thrown. And then Metcalf got one taken away from him, which was uncharacteristic. But you're not going to beat many teams in the NFL with 2 turnovers. And Pittsburgh has lived and died by that. Although their offense has done well, Nick, you got to admit, they've turned the ball over too many times, and eventually it catches up to you.
You're right. And I think Joe Flacco cashed out his AARP discount at the hotel last night. So it's he goes, I'll beat Pittsburgh, and then in the grandfather quarterback role, and then we'll go ahead and go home and we'll get the AARP discount on my suite back at the Courtyard Marriott.
Absolutely. And I'm happy for Joe, man. The dude started quarterback for 2 different teams in 10 days. and comes and does what he does. Obviously, and for Pittsburgh is still leading the conference, the division, AFC North. They'll be fine, but they got to tighten that mess up, though. A lot of games left, but Pittsburgh is going Pittsburgh at times. So, folks, we'll be right back. Very short break. We do the 80 attitude adjustment, our prediction, just the drive.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm, safe, and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we're going to hop right into this. Ellie, what is your prediction for tonight?
Ooh, let's go. 31-24 Nebraska.
Like it. Nick, what about
How
you,
long of a nap?
No nap, actually. Thank you very much. No
Wow.
nap.
I think Nebraska wins a little more comfortably. I think I'm somewhere in the ballpark of a 34 to 14 type of game. I think that it's that type of game for Nebraska tonight. Maybe even fewer points for Minnesota. I don't see Minnesota being able to score the football very well.
I'm going to say Nebraska 31. I'm going to say Minnesota 17. 31-17. Huskers get it done. The 80 attitude adjustment is this: begin again. I've said this before, but begin again. Maybe your week has not gone the best. Maybe you've dealt with a tragedy in your family, or maybe just a sucky week. We all have those. Life is just tough sometimes. But begin again, and you can start that today. All right, begin again, and even in the word again is gain, G-A-I-N at the end. So you get a gain when you start again. If you have to pause, that's totally fine. Pause, plan, pray. But then you get your butt back up and keep plodding along. Begin again. Nick, man, we'll be excited to listen to you on pregame and postgame as far as that goes with Jay Foreman, who will be in. Folks, we got a full slate of shows for you. Bach will be holding it down shortly after us. Want to say Ellie, thank you for holding it down. We're gonna have to make this a regular
Thank
thing.
you so much. I agree.
I agree.
I agree. I like messing with Nick. So it's
Nick, what do you got after this, brother?
Not a whole lot. Actually, I got some. I got reached out to by some Husker fans. We're gonna meet up at a pub in between our couple of our hotels to enjoy some lunch, and then we'll just keep on doing research for the Husker game this afternoon and evening. So it's gonna be a good time. Back on pregame at 4:30, and it's gonna be a good time in Minneapolis. About 60 degrees, so it's a little chilly here.
Love it. Hey, little bro, be safe. Love you, man.
Love you guys too.
You bet, folks. Go Big Red. Have a great Friday. Stick with the drive.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: a chance of showers and storms this morning. Otherwise, we'll see decreasing clouds to light breeze today with a high near 78. Tonight, mainly clear skies and calm winds, below around 51. Tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day. It'll be windy with a high near 72. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite.